you ever wondered, are all fruits really good for your health, especially as you get older? Since we were young, we've been told that eating fruit every day keeps us healthy and boosts immunity. But here's a little-known truth. Some fruits can actually do more harm than good for older adults, especially when your body no longer processes nutrients the way it used to. As we enter middle and older age, our digestion, hormones, and metabolism begin to change. Certain fruits can spike blood sugar, cause bloating, lead to digestive discomfort, or worse, interact negatively with medications you might be taking without you even realizing it. In today's video, we're going to take a closer look at 8 fruits older adults should limit or avoid altogether. Some of them may seem completely harmless, even celebrated as superfoods. But if you're managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or digestive issues, they may actually be doing more harm than good. Make sure to watch until the end, because the last fruit on the list is one that many people eat every day, thinking it's a healthy choice. But in reality, it could be risky if not consumed properly. If you care about your own health or that of a parent or loved one, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. The insights we're about to share could help you avoid silent mistakes that build up over the years. All right, let's get started. Number 1. Grapefruit. There's one fruit that seems harmless at first glance, even considered part of a healthy lifestyle, but it carries serious risks for older adults who take daily medications. That fruit is grapefruit. What many people don't know is that grapefruit contains natural compounds that can interfere with enzymes in the liver and intestines, enzymes responsible for breaking down many medications in the body. When this process is disrupted, the amount of medication in your bloodstream can either rise to dangerous levels or drop so low that the drug becomes ineffective. For example, with common medications like those for blood pressure, cholesterol, or heart disease, grapefruit can cause the drug to stay in the body longer than intended, silently increasing the risk of side effects. On the other hand, with some medications, grapefruit reduces the drug's effectiveness, derailing treatment without the patient realizing it. What makes this even more concerning is that the effects don't appear immediately. They build up slowly, potentially leading to symptoms like dizziness, irregular heartbeat, muscle weakness, liver or kidney damage, and in some cases, especially with blood thinners, even internal bleeding. I remember a patient named Walter, 75, from Arizona. He believed that drinking a glass of grapefruit juice every morning was good for his heart. Over several months, he began feeling unusually fatigued and occasionally unsteady on his feet. It wasn't until a routine blood test that doctors found his medication levels were dangerously high, posing a serious risk. After reviewing his diet, they discovered the seemingly innocent grapefruit juice was the culprit. Once it was removed from his routine, the symptoms disappeared. If you're taking any prescription medications, especially for blood pressure, heart conditions, depression, anxiety, or pain relief, talk to your doctor before eating grapefruit or drinking grapefruit juice. This isn't about being overly cautious. It's a necessary step to ensure your treatment remains safe and effective. The good news is, there are plenty of alternative fruits that offer similar benefits, like oranges, apples, pears, or kiwi, without the risk of drug interactions. You don't need to give up fruit to stay healthy. You just need to choose the right ones that match your body and your current health condition. Number 2. Durian, known as the king of fruits. In the world of fruit, few are as controversial as durian. For many, it's a unique delicacy with a rich, creamy texture and an unforgettable aroma. But for older adults, especially those with underlying health conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or digestive issues, durian can pose hidden risks that most people don't realize. First, durian contains a relatively high level of sulfur compounds, which can interfere with how the body metabolizes alcohol. For older adults who occasionally enjoy a glass of wine or beer, consuming durian around the same time can lead to nausea, dizziness, rapid heartbeat, and sudden spikes in blood pressure. This is a real biochemical reaction, not just an urban myth. Then there's the issue of high fat and calorie content. While it's true that the body needs healthy fats, the fats in durian are harder to digest. For seniors with a slower metabolism, eating too much can easily cause bloating, indigestion, and even heart palpitations. Some people also report feeling flushed, overheated, or burning up after eating durian. This is due to how it affects blood circulation and raises core body temperature, putting added stress on the heart and blood vessels. That can be especially dangerous for anyone with heart disease or hypertension. But perhaps the biggest concern is durian's sugar content. It's one of the most sugar-rich fruits out there. For individuals with diabetes or insulin resistance, eating durian can cause blood sugar levels to spike dramatically, leading to fatigue, dizziness, and over time, serious complications. And unlike high-fiber fruits that slow down sugar absorption, durian's rich and creamy texture makes it easy to overeat, causing that never-full effect. I remember a story about Daniel, 70, who loved exploring Asian cuisine. At a party, he tried durian for the first time and ate quite a bit. Hours later, he felt overheated, his heart was pounding, and his limbs felt weak. At first, he blamed it on the weather, but blood tests later revealed a dangerous blood sugar spike and elevated blood pressure. The doctor's verdict? Durian was the main culprit. So what's the takeaway? If you're managing blood pressure, blood sugar, or digestive health, think twice before indulging in durian. There are plenty of other nutritious fruits that offer energy and flavor, without the risks. Durian may be a favorite treat for some, but at this stage in life, choosing health over indulgence is the smarter move. If you found this information helpful, drop a 2 in the comments below so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss more practical tips to help you and your loved ones live a healthier life every day. Now let's move on to fruit number 3 on the list. Number 3, star fruit, with its refreshing flavor and vibrant yellow color. Star fruit may look beautiful with its eye-catching shape and mildly sweet tart flavor. It's often considered a healthy addition to one's diet, but for older adults, especially those with even mild kidney issues, star fruit can be one of the most dangerous fruits you can eat. The reason lies in a natural substance found in star fruit called a neurotoxin, a compound that affects the nervous system. In healthy individuals with fully functioning kidneys, this toxin is filtered and excreted safely. But for those whose kidney function has declined with age, the body can't eliminate the toxin properly. It builds up in the bloodstream, leading to serious neurological symptoms. What's even more concerning is that just a small amount, as little as half a star fruit, can trigger a reaction in at-risk individuals. And unlike a food allergy, symptoms don't appear immediately after eating. They develop slowly, making it harder to trace the cause back to the fruit. I once heard a story from an internist about Margaret, 72, who had slightly reduced kidney function but had never required treatment. One day at a local farmer's market, she sampled a slice of star fruit. "I hadn't eaten it since childhood. It just looked fun," she said. A few hours later, she felt foggy and had trouble concentrating. She assumed it was just a bad night's sleep, but the next day she felt dizzy. Her hands trembled while making tea, and she nearly fell, getting up from a chair. Since she didn't connect it to the star fruit, she ate a few more slices that week. Eventually, her symptoms, mental fog, shakiness, and fatigue, led her to the doctor. Tests revealed she was experiencing neurotoxicity caused by star fruit because her kidneys couldn't process the compound. After stopping star fruit completely, her symptoms faded within days. Here's the key point. Even if you've never been diagnosed with kidney disease, the natural aging process reduces kidney function over time. That means you may be more sensitive to certain substances, like the toxins in star fruit, without realizing it. And for older adults taking medications for blood pressure, diabetes, or diuretics, all of which affect the kidneys, avoiding star fruit isn't just a suggestion, it's a protective measure for your nervous system and overall health. The good news is, you don't need to take the risk. Fruits like apples, blueberries, watermelon, and pears are far safer for the kidneys, rich in nutrients and easy to enjoy without worry. Number 4. Cherimoya. Cherimoya, also known as custard apple, is beloved for its sweet, creamy flavor and soft, melt-in-your-mouth texture. For many, it's a tropical dessert dream, but behind that delicious taste lie hidden risks that older adults need to be especially aware of, because not every part of this fruit is safe to eat. The flesh of the cherimoya, when consumed in moderation, is generally safe. However, the seeds, skin, and even the leaves of the fruit contain a natural neurotoxin called anonesin. This compound has been linked in scientific studies to degenerative neurological disorders, conditions similar to Parkinson's disease. In large doses, or when consumed frequently over time, anonesin can negatively affect motor function, memory, and even damage nerve cells in the brain. The biggest concern lies in the seeds. Unlike the hard pits of peaches or plums, cherimoya seeds can blend into the soft flesh and may be accidentally chewed or swallowed. When crushed, these seeds release toxins that can directly affect the central nervous system and brain. This is particularly concerning for older adults. As the body's ability to filter and eliminate toxins naturally declines with age, even small amounts of these compounds can accumulate, leading to symptoms like chronic fatigue, mild hand tremors, unsteadiness, or numbness in the extremities. Some people have also reported a metallic taste in the mouth or lightheadedness after regularly consuming this fruit. A geriatric specialist once shared the case of Ruth, 69, who loved tropical fruit. During one summer, she ate cherimoya almost every day. At first, she simply felt a little sluggish, but over time, her hands began to feel weak, and she started dropping things more often. Not suspecting that her healthy dessert could be the culprit, she continued the habit until her doctor made the connection between ananasin and her developing neurological symptoms. Once she stopped, she experienced noticeable improvement in her energy and coordination. If you enjoy rich, tropical fruit flavors, there are safer alternatives like ripe bananas, mangoes, or pears, fruits that are delicious without the long-term neurological risks. As we age, protecting brain and nervous system health becomes a top priority. And sometimes it starts with something as simple as the dessert you choose to eat. If you're still watching and found this information helpful, drop a 4 in the comments below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time. Click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss future content that helps you live healthier and more independently each day. Now, let's move on to the next fruit on the list, one that older adults need to be very cautious about. Now let's move on. Number 5, green unripe papaya. Papaya has long been praised as a superfood thanks to its digestive benefits, stool softening properties, and the natural enzymes that support gut health. But eating papaya isn't always beneficial, especially when the fruit isn't fully ripe, a fact that many people overlook. Unripe papaya contains a high concentration of natural latex, a sticky white sap that can cause allergic reactions, stomach irritation, and digestive upset. In younger people, the effects may be mild. But for older adults, whose stomach lining tends to be more sensitive and whose digestive systems are more fragile, the consequences can be far more serious. Common symptoms include bloating, stomach cramps, nausea, acid reflux, and even a burning sensation in the esophagus. Some people may experience ongoing discomfort without a clear cause, something that's especially risky for those with a history of gastritis, acid reflux, or peptic ulcers. There's also a real concern with cross-reactive allergies. People who are allergic to bananas, avocados, chestnuts, or latex may unknowingly react strongly to green papaya. Reactions can range from a mild itchy throat to more serious symptoms like lip swelling, chest tightness, or difficulty breathing. I once heard an allergist share the story of Cliff, 74, a health-conscious man who tried a green papaya salad recipe recommended by friends. After eating, he felt a burning throat, tightness in his chest, and difficulty swallowing. At first, he blamed it on spicy ingredients, but after experiencing similar symptoms again, he was tested and diagnosed with a mild latex allergy. The culprit? Unripe papaya. The good news is that fully ripe papaya is usually safe and provides real benefits for older adults. At that stage, the latex levels are much lower, the enzymes are gentler, and the fruit is far less likely to trigger irritation. So if you want to include papaya in your diet, make sure the fruit is completely ripe, soft to the touch, and with skin that's turned fully yellow-orange. Avoid using green or semi-ripe papaya in smoothies, salads, or cooked dishes unless you're absolutely sure you're not sensitive to it. With age, our digestive systems become more delicate, so even small choices about what we eat can make a big difference to our long-term health. If you found this helpful, leave a 5 in the comments below to let me know you're still following along. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because you deserve to stay informed with clear, safe, and practical health tips every day. Now, let's move on to the next fruit on the list that older adults need to be especially mindful of. Number 6. Ackee. Among all the tropical fruits in the world, few are as potentially dangerous as ackee, a fruit commonly found in parts of the Caribbean and considered a traditional delicacy. But behind its bright appearance and unique flavor lies a powerful toxin called hypoglycin. which can cause severe poisoning if the fruit is consumed before it's fully ripe. When ackee hasn't naturally opened on the tree, its flesh contains dangerously high levels of hypoglycin. This compound prevents the body from producing glucose, leading to acute hypoglycemia, a sudden and potentially life-threatening drop in blood sugar. This is especially risky for older adults, whose ability to regulate blood sugar naturally declines with age. What's alarming is that symptoms don't always show up right away. Many people eat ackee and feel fine for a few hours, then suddenly experience intense nausea, cold sweats, dizziness, and extreme fatigue. If not treated quickly, this can escalate to seizures, coma, or even death. I once read about Arthur, 72, who tried a local ackee dish while traveling abroad. The dish was sold at a small market, and it wasn't clear whether the person who prepared it had the right training. At first, nothing seemed wrong, but a few hours later, Arthur experienced hand tremors, overwhelming fatigue, and was unable to eat or drink. At the hospital, doctors diagnosed him with hypoglycemia caused by hypoglycin toxicity from unripe ackee. Fortunately, he had only eaten a small portion. Any more could have had much more serious consequences. Another issue with ackee is that it's difficult to determine its ripeness safely unless you're very familiar with how to select and prepare it. Even when ripe, some people report mild reactions like nausea or indigestion. For older adults, even mild symptoms can lead to serious complications, simply because the body responds more slowly to toxins with age. So if you've heard of ackee and are curious about trying it, be extremely cautious. Unless you know exactly where it came from, how it was prepared, and that the person handling it is experienced, the safest choice is to avoid it altogether. There are so many other delicious and healthy tropical fruits, ripe papaya, mangoes, bananas, pineapple, that don't come with such serious risks. When it comes to protecting your health as you age, prevention is always the smartest choice. If you found this information helpful, leave a 6 in the comments below to let me know you're still following along. And if you haven't yet subscribed, now's the perfect time. Click subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss practical tips to help you live safer, healthier, and more independently each day. Now, let's move on to number 7. Lychee. Lychee is a juicy, sweet summer fruit that's widely loved for its refreshing flavor and attractive appearance. Many people consider it the perfect natural snack. However, few are aware that this seemingly harmless fruit can pose a serious health risk, especially for older adults. While lychees are rich in vitamins and antioxidants, they also contain a natural compound that can interfere with the body's glucose production. When consumed on an empty stomach, this compound lowers the body's ability to maintain stable blood sugar levels, leading to sudden drops in blood glucose. This is particularly dangerous for seniors, whose metabolism tends to be less adaptable and who may already be taking medications for chronic conditions like diabetes. A blood sugar crash can lead to dizziness, tremors, fatigue, confusion, or even fainting. Even more concerning, these symptoms often don't appear right away, but can set in hours later, long after the fruit was eaten. Take the case of Dennis, 70, as an example. After a morning walk, he had a large bowl of fresh lychees instead of breakfast. He felt fine at first, but within a few hours he became lightheaded, his heart raced, and he couldn't stay upright. Thankfully, his family got him to a clinic in time where doctors diagnosed a hypoglycemic episode caused by eating lychees on an empty stomach. Had this happened while he was alone or outside, the outcome could have been far worse. Lychees can also place stress on the liver when consumed in large quantities, another concern for older adults, whose liver function often declines with age. Even healthy individuals are advised not to eat lychees on an empty stomach and to avoid eating them in excess or too frequently. So the key isn't to completely avoid lychees, but to understand how to eat them safely. For older adults, timing and portion control are crucial. Lychees should only be eaten after a proper meal, or at least when some food is already in the stomach. And if you're taking medication for diabetes or metabolic disorders, talk to your doctor before including lychees in your diet. If you're looking for safer alternatives, fruits like apples, pears, or blueberries are naturally sweet but more stable for blood sugar control. As we age and our bodies become more sensitive, every food choice matters. Lychees may taste great, but without the right timing, they could turn into a hidden danger. Understanding how your body interacts with each food isn't about fear. It's about making informed choices for a healthier, safer life. Now let's move on to the final one on the list, Rambutan. Rambutan is a popular tropical fruit, loved for its mildly sweet taste and soft, juicy white flesh. It's often seen as a refreshing treat on a hot day. But for older adults, this fruit comes with a few important health considerations, especially when consumed in large quantities or not eaten properly. The flesh of ripe rambutan does offer some health benefits, including vitamin C and dietary fiber, which can support immune function and digestion. However, when the fruit is only just ripe or slightly underripe, its fructose content is relatively high. For seniors, particularly those with prediabetes or those managing blood sugar, eating too many rambutans in one sitting can trigger a sharp blood sugar spike. This may lead to symptoms such as fatigue, excessive thirst, headaches, or disrupted sleep. Another issue lies in the seed covering, which contains natural toxins like saponins and tannins. If the seed breaks and fragments mix into the fruit, it can cause mild toxicity. While younger people might handle it well, older adults with more sensitive digestion may experience stomach cramps, nausea, or a burning throat sensation. One frequently overlooked concern is storage. Rambutan ferments quickly when left at room temperature. Eating fruit that's even slightly fermented without realizing it can lead to bloating, diarrhea, or prolonged indigestion, especially for those with weaker gut function. Take the case of Linda, 74, from California. One day at a local market, she bought a large bag of rambutan and ate most of it in one afternoon because it was so delicious and new to her. That evening, she developed persistent stomach pain, dizziness, and trouble sleeping. At the clinic, doctors found that she had mild hyperglycemia and digestive upset caused by consuming too many rambutans, some of which had started fermenting. Rambutan is not a bad fruit, but for older adults, it should be eaten mindfully. Choose fully ripe, undamaged fruit, avoid the seed, and stick to moderate portions. If you are managing blood sugar or digestive conditions, opt for fruits with a lower glycemic index and gentler effects, like apples, kiwis, or blueberries. Being intentional with every food choice not only helps prevent avoidable health issues, but also lets you enjoy your later years with more peace of mind and a higher quality of life. Now that we've reached the end of this video, I hope you'll look at fruit a little differently, from a place of caution and awareness. Just because something is natural doesn't always mean it's harmless, especially when your body doesn't function quite the way it used to. Knowing what to eat and what to avoid can help you not just live longer, but live healthier and with more peace of mind. So, which fruit surprised you the most today? Have you ever had a strange or unexpected experience after eating a fruit that seemed perfectly innocent? Share your story in the comments below. You never experience might help someone else avoid the same risks. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss future videos packed with valuable tips for living safer, stronger, and more independently every day. Thanks so much for watching and for staying with me all the way to the end. I'll see you in the next video.